On May 15, 2018, the holy month of Ramadan will commence. While this religious practice does not hold much significance for those outside the Islamic faith, many mixed martial arts fans are familiar with the holy month because of its impact on the sport and the limitations it places on Muslim fighters during training camps. This video will attempt to explain what Ramadan is, how Muslims observe it, and why some Muslim fighters, like Khabib Nurmagomedov, choose not to compete during the holy month. Ramadan takes place in the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, where Muslims fast to commemorate the initial revelation of the Quran to the Prophet Muhammad. During the fasting period, which typically lasts from dawn until dusk, participants are required to abstain from food, water, and other activities such as sexual intercourse. It is considered a period of spiritual enlightenment, where Muslims are expected to hold themselves to the highest standards. This includes increased prayers, almsgiving, and meals provided to the less fortunate, as typical examples of the increased efforts shown during Ramadan. The process of abstaining from food and water is known as fasting. Fasting during the holy month of Ramadan is one of the 5 basic and mandatory acts for any believer of Islam. Much like praying, fasting represents one of the foundational acts of Islam and becomes an obligation for any Muslim who has reached the age of puberty. The UFC has a significant population of Muslim fighters on its inflated roster. Many of these fighters hail from the North Caucasus region of Russia, which includes republics with Muslim majority populations like Chechnya and Dagestan. The list of fighters who identify as Muslim include, but are not limited to, Khabib Nurmagomedov, Omar Yakhmedov, Islam Makhachev, Zubair Tukhugov, Mirbek Taisimov, Magomed Biblatov, Ruslan Magomedov, and Shamil Abdulrahimov. While several of the aforementioned fighters are impressive win streaks, none of them are likely to make octagon appearances during the holy month. Khabib Nurmagomedov, the UFC lightweight champion, has repeatedly turned down fights that would impact his ability to observe the holy month. In 2014, Khabib turned down a fight against Donald Cerrone, and later opted out of a UFC 200 bout for the same reason. When asked about his reasons behind this, Khabib made his priorities clear. During an open workout session at UFC 197, Khabib Nurmagomedov was quoted saying that, "Ramadan is a different level. This is everything for me. I cannot fight in Ramadan." Khabib's unwavering perspective sparked some debate among fans who questioned whether a fighter should have the right to control when he or she could compete. Some Muslim UFC fighters, like Belal Muhammad, have publicly stated that they have no issue competing during Ramadan despite participating in the mandatory fasting. However, while many Muslim athletes compete during the month of Ramadan, they generally do so in unavoidable circumstances such as the Olympics or the World Cup, events that only happen once every 4 years. On such occasions, Muslims have the option to make up for their missed days following the completion of the holy month. According to several Islamic rulings, it is permissible to compensate for the missed days at any point prior to the following year's Ramadan. However, the month of Ramadan is seen as an opportunity for participants to complete a spiritual cleanse. For many fighters who already live a violent existence filled with sparring and bloodshed, Ramadan is a welcome opportunity to divert away from the life they lead for the other 11 months of the year. For some, like UFC lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov, fighting can wait.